let me make sure I'm recording. Okay, so before we get started, I just want to go through our team stuff here real quick. So we have a team call. Obviously tonight it's 02/02/2020, so it's like backwards. I can't remember what that's called, but apparently it's like this huge thing, which is pretty cool because I'm a numbers person. But so just a reminder for this week, what we have coming up is Monday through Thursday. We still have power hour time, but I'm probably going to try to be meeting up with my team cup this week. So if you're in a different group than you normally are, that's fine. If you show up in your normal group time, like that's fine too. And then remember from last week, Josh had a conviction event. He changed it to this Thursday. So it's the exact same day, exact same time. I think he said it was like 7:30 p.m. Central. So the link in the event and stuff is still on our team page. If you want to check that out, please go do that. I will probably be on that call. And then I have to get off because I have a call for my challenge group at 8. So just a reminder, Wednesday we'll be checking back office stuff, and then tracker check-in on Thursday in the new team page, so just make sure you're in there. And then focus for this week, really focusing on helping 3 people this week for your team cup, because a lot of you helping 3 people would rank advance to Emerald, and that gives your team 3 points, plus obviously you're helping people, plus obviously you're hitting Success Club, which gets you a free tank top and all this fun stuff. So just kind of keeping that in mind. Our team cup group is going week by week instead of like this entire month goal. So maybe that's going to help. Obviously listening to Jess tonight is going to help too. So, and then just be aware for like this week, really focus on filling up your boot camps that you're running. I'm going to say that mine's closing in probably like 2.5 weeks. And then we will focus in like on like my coaching and stuff. But I just wanted to let you guys know that's my focus for the next couple of weeks is like Success Club and like helping people get into our boot camps and stuff. And then obviously like helping my team cup rank advance and kind of coming together for team cup. So as far as this is what I got so far on the board. Amber, she signed up 2 people. That's freaking phenomenal. I know she's like rocking it for her team cup. Skylar's up there. I know she was like hustling her fingers off before she has her baby, like to hit Success Club. And then Ashley and Caitlin, and I think Ashley said that she had another one going out. Caitlin's on there, and then Cassie had one. So like we already have people on the board, which is freaking fantastic. I know a lot of you guys are taking advantage of the work still being on sale. So just know that your promo codes are coming. Aaron's dummy team cup got signed up on the 31st, and he hasn't gotten his promo codes yet. So if you're still like, where the hell are my promo codes? Like they're coming. I think they'll probably send them all out like on Monday or something. So just kind of be aware of that. Our coach of the week is Alyssa. And so she was in our challenge group, and she has gone through quite a bit on her journey. And then just kind of reaching out and talking to her and pretty much like bugging her every day to coach because I like saw that she was literally like the best challenger. And I think that that's where you guys are going to find your best coaches is in your challenge groups, those people who are showing up every day, posting on like on the group, asking questions, sharing their trackers, those kinds of things. And so she is our coach of the week. Her first month as a coach, she went through coach mentorship in like a day, had all of the notes done. She's like, now what do I do? She's like, I'm ready to do this. And she like started posting on social media. She ripped the Band-Aid off. She has like a very different transformation. So she was, I don't want to say overweight because that's like the wrong word, but she was like heavier before and then went through some serious like issues and stuff, had gotten super, super, super tiny, came to me and was like, I don't want to lose weight. I want to gain healthy weight. And so she has like this different transformation that's so inspiring. And I know she's reaching a lot of people by sharing her story. And I know that takes a lot out of a person to share that kind of a story. So she has already helped 3 people in her first month as a coach. She advanced to Emerald already. She takes control. Like I see her messaging in the pods, like, what do we do next? I have her team cup pod and she's like, okay, girls, like, let's do this. Let's set this Google Doc up. Like she's just, her wheels are always going. And so obviously she's hitting the ground running because she's doing the things and she's being super consistent, freaking all in, and she has like 0 excuses. So congrats, Alyssa. You are our coach of the week, sister. And then we have our famous guest speaker. So Jessie and I think met like over last time we went to New Orleans for Summit. She was like selling these really cute tank tops. I think that was her. I don't freaking remember. But anyway, like I just remember meeting her, and like her, when you meet her in person, like she just has this crazy energy about her. So like I'm assuming it's going to come through the call tonight. She's a new wife. I still call her Jessie Burr, even though she's not, but she's freaking premier AF. Like she just made the decision to happen in the last 6 months of the year, which is crazy to do. And then what really sparked is I saw this like light switch go off in her in December, and she did the ultimate reset, and I think she like ultimately resetted her like business as well. So like she went through ultimate reset. I feel like her business did too, her mindset, and like Josh always talks about like that light switch going off, and when it goes off, it like goes off and like fire happens. And so in the hardest month of the year, in December, over the holidays, like she hit, SC50 plus, like she just literally like went off. And so I just asked her to kind of come in here and just talk about not like, hey, I hit really high Success Club numbers, like yay me and stuff, but more so like, this is what I did. This is how I did it. Here's my mindset. And here's like the tough love BS I had to give myself in a BS story I had to like get rid of to tell myself to make it happen. So Jess, I'm going to stop my screen share, and then you want to unmute yours.
Yeah. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Hi, everybody. I just drank some Energize because I have been like being lazy all day, and I was like, all right, I need to like hype myself up and get pumped. So just know that I'm half like fired up, half energized coming out. So I may like do some crazy things. Who knows? Anyway, my name is Jessie Burr, Jessie Boudreau. Most people still call me Burr. I got married last year, been with my husband for like forever. And I've been a coach for almost 6 years now, which makes me, I feel like every time I say that, I sound like a grandma coach when I'm really not. Like I still feel like a baby coach at times. But I've been in this business a very long time, and I've had very many ups and very many downs. But I did have like a really big switch in December, like that light switch, that fire in my eyes, finally clicked for me. And like, it was a mix of things. So I'll take you guys back, like not to my beginning of my story, but this year was a really hard year for me mentally. The first half of the year was just really hard. Like we were just going through, I had a miscarriage in July. I actually had a miscarriage like the day we came home from Summit. So I was like super excited coming home from Summit, and then that happened, and it kind of like just continued to spiral down. 2 weeks before that, I had to put, I don't have any kids, but I'm a big dog person, and we had to put 2 of our dogs down in the matter of a 6-day span. So like I was just devastated, and then having a miscarriage, and then it was just like one thing after the other just kept like knocking me down and knocking me down and knocking me down. And so my mind was just in a really crappy place. I also hired Josh in July, which is probably like a godsend, because if y'all, I'm sure y'all have heard him speak. But like being in a group with him, being in a group with people like Megan and all these people who are so positive, like that's exactly what I needed to kind of get my mind right. But it took a little while for me to get there. It actually took almost until December to get there, because I was just like, I was slowly coming back from that down, like that down whatever downtime. But it was just like, I felt like I would take 1 step forward and 10 steps back. I also felt like, and I don't know if any of you feel this way, but like sometimes you feel like you're just hitting a brick wall with your business. Like I felt like I was doing all the things. I was doing my business activity tracker. I was doing, sending all the invites, sending all the messages, but like I just kept hitting a wall, and I felt like I was just hitting my head up against the wall. And I kept asking myself, like, maybe this isn't for me. Maybe I can't do this. Maybe this isn't my thing. Maybe I'm just not good enough. All those like inner mean girl things that we all tell ourselves about this business. Like I kept saying, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I can do this. And of course I had Josh and all the girls in his group, like really just pouring belief in me. And that was one thing that really like kept me here was belief. And not that I believed in myself wholeheartedly, but I believed in this business because I've seen what it's done. Like I've been a full-time coach now for almost 3 years. I'm not like a huge 6-figure earner or like, you know, a 17, 18 star diamond, whatever. But I have been really consistent in growing an income, and my income's grown every year. So like, I just kept saying, you know what, Jesse, you believe in this business so much, like you have to believe in yourself. And that's what switched for me in December. I always say, like, this business is built between your ears. And if you don't believe in yourself, you guys, it's going to be really, really hard for you to get to wherever you want to go, whether it's you hitting higher Success Club numbers, you helping more people, you going 10-star, 15-star diamond. Like, you have to believe that you can do it. Not just believe that it can happen for someone else. Like, if you guys look up to Megan, like, oh, Megan's, you know, I don't know what she is, 7-star diamond, 10-star diamond, whatever. Like, if you're looking up to her and you're like, well, I would love to do that, that's great for her, but you have to believe that you can do that too in order for that to happen, right? Like, you can't say, well, she can do it, but I don't know about me. There's no difference between you and her, right? There's other than she's putting in the work. It's the only difference, okay? So in December, I always, y'all, I'm a Success Club All-Star legend for like 67 months in a row. Meaning I hit Success Club 10 plus every month basically since I started, besides the first 2 months of my business. I normally hit like Success Club 20. That's like my average. I don't normally go any higher than that. And I always hit Success Club 10 by the 10th. Like, no matter what, it's like non-negotiable for me. That's always been my mindset with Success Club. And December 15th, Josh actually messaged me, and he was just checking in on me. And I was also trying to lock in Premiere. So I was very stressed out. It was the holidays. I was trying to lock in Premiere. I was sitting at Success Club 4 on December 15th. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, I've never not hit Success Club 10 by the 10th. Like, what is happening, right? And so, of course, he messages me, like, out of the blue, just checking in. And he's like, so how's it going? And I was like, oh my God, I had like a pity party. Like, no one wants to join me. Everyone's saying no. No one wants to spend money. It's Christmas. And all of these excuses. And I said, no one wants to spend money. Everyone's telling me no. And then I projected that onto like my coaches. Like, I was like, yeah, no one wants to sign up with my coaches either. Like, they're not going to be able to hit this goal to help us go Premiere because no one wants to spend money. And he immediately like stopped me in mid conversation. He was like, that's bullshit. Like, sorry, not sorry. That's bullshit. He's like, I've had the best month financially for my business. Why can't you have the best month financially for yours? And I was like, all right, you're right. Like, you're right. If you're making money in December, the hardest time of the year, right? And I put this because it's not really hard, y'all. People are spending money in Christmas, like, it's left and right. Like, they're just swiping credit cards, right? Like, they're swiping all the cards because it's Christmas and they're buying all the presents. And I was like, there's no reason why I can't get to my goals. So it was like a switch. I literally had Be Obsessed or Be Average by Grant Cardone on repeat constantly. I think I listened to the book between the 15th of the month to the 31st of the month. I think I listened to that book 3 times. And I had 6 months to 6 figures. If you guys have never listened to that, highly recommend it. It's by Peter Vogt. I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but it's a great book. I had both of those just constantly. Like, anytime Be Obsessed with or Be Average would end, I would put the 6 months to 6 figures on, and it was constantly going on. I had it when I was going to sleep. I had it in my headphones. Like, I was constantly listening to it because Josh was like, this is your mindset, Jesse. That's the only thing that's stopping you from getting to where you want to be. And I was like, all right, you're right. Like, I just have to switch my mindset. And I literally went from Success Club 4 on December 15th to Success Club 52 by December 20, like, it was like right after Christmas, 28th, right? So I signed up a shit ton of people. And I'm not saying that because I'm like, ooh, look at me, I signed up, whatever. It's because I switched my mindset. Instead of saying, I can't, no one wants this, putting all these limiting beliefs on me and my team, to saying, screw that, I can do it. Like, I know I can do it. And I've never had that high of a month before, other than one other time when I was in a test group. So, like, I don't hit like Success Club 50 every month. This is like not a normal thing for me. Okay. But the point is that it was my mindset. It was all up in here, and I just had to switch it. Obviously, yes, I couldn't just be like, okay, now I'm going to hit Success Club 50. Like, I had to go and do things to make that happen, which I'll talk about in a minute. But like, I had to switch my mindset first. I always say this, and I know this is like a really weird analogy, but like, if you don't believe that you can achieve something, you're not going to do the work that it takes to get there, right? So for me, I don't believe that I can jump off of a roof without breaking a leg. I would break something. I'm super clumsy. Even if the roof is not high, I just would break something. I just couldn't do it. So like, I'm not going to put in the work that it would take to try and figure out how to jump off of a roof without breaking something. Like, no, I don't want to do that. That doesn't sound fun to me. And I just don't believe that I could do it. So if you don't believe that you can hit, you know, even if it's Success Club 10, you guys, if you're like averaging Success Club 6 and you haven't up-leveled yourself already to say, you know what, I've been hitting Success Club 6 like the last 4 or 5 months, I need to reach higher. You have to do that. You have to go for Success Club 10. You have to go for Success Club 20 if you're hitting Success Club 10. Because if you're just doing your bare minimum, then you're not really doing anything. Like, I know that sounds kind of tough love, but it's true. If you are doing the bare minimum, then you're not really living out your true potential, right? Josh always says this quote, and I absolutely love it. God's greatest gift to us is our potential, and our greatest gift to him is to develop it, right? And if you are not developing your potential and really up leveling where you need to go, like, push yourself, you guys, challenge yourself. If Success Club 10 is not challenging, you have to take it to the next level. You have to. And you're going to notice that you're able to do it. Like, you'll surprise yourself with what you're able to achieve when you strive for more. So basically, I had to shift my mindset in order to do those, in order to get to that place. I did do the ultimate reset between Thanksgiving and Christmas, and I got really, really good results, which I also hadn't done, you guys, in a very long time. I hadn't gone all in with a program, and so that was also another wake-up call for me of like, you know, yeah, I've lost 60 pounds with Beachbody, and I've been able to maintain that for the most part, other than when I had my miscarriage, which made me gain some weight. But, and also because I turned to food and let some emotions come back in. And some old habits come back in, but I like had been sitting on the same results basically, like, or I would go all in with a program, but then like right after the program was done, I would like revert back to just eating crap or like allowing myself to give myself treats more. And I just wasn't like getting new results. And that's something too, if you are struggling to like hit Success Club, go back to the basics, you guys. Go really give yourself that like gut check of like, am I really doing the things, or do I just say I'm doing the things? Because it's two different things. People can read you through your phone. Like, they can tell through your stories, through your voice, through the way you talk. I've had so many people since I did the ultimate reset that were literally like, I haven't seen you this happy. I haven't seen you like glow like this. Like your eyes are glowing. Like I can see it in you. Like I see that fire, and I haven't seen that in years. And I was like, holy shit. Like, and these are complete strangers, like not my family, not my friends. Like, these are people who follow me on Instagram that have followed me for years. And they're like, you know, I did a bikini competition a long time ago, like 3 years ago. And they said like, the last time we saw you this excited for your journey was when you competed. And I hated competing. Like, I'll never do that again. But it just goes to show that, like, I went all in with that. That was probably the last time I went all in with something during this journey. And when I went all in with the reset, people saw it, and they wanted to do it. They wanted to be a part of it because they saw the excitement. So if you haven't gotten new results, you guys, and it doesn't have to be weight loss. It doesn't have to be, I love that, I don't know who it was that you shared it out, for the transformation of gaining weight in a healthy way. Like, I love that. It can be anything like that. It can be, you guys, it can be a mental, like, that was more of what I talked about with my ultimate reset, was the mental shifts, because since my miscarriage, it's really hard if you've never had a miscarriage to understand this, because I didn't really understand it either before I had it. I didn't feel normal, like, at all. Like, I hadn't felt it, I just felt off. Like, that's how I explain it to my, like, I'm like, I just felt off. Like, my hormones didn't feel right. I didn't feel mentally right. I didn't feel physically right. I just didn't feel right. And like, I did MM100 right after and still just didn't feel like there was something missing. And when I did the reset, I think it did help me level out my hormones, but it got me into a place mentally where I had more control and just joy for what I was doing again. Like that was really what I think helped me go from sitting at Success Club 4 in middle of the month to ending it at Success Club 52, locking in Premier, just building that momentum. You guys, energy is everything. There's a book, and I don't have it sitting here. I think it's called, I'll send it to Megan. I think it's called The Power of Positive Energy. Does that ring a bell? Josh talks about it. I think that's what it's called. I have it somewhere, and of course I don't have it sitting here, so I'll have to send y'all a picture of it. But that book is also something I started reading that like the end of December, and it just talks about how much your energy can affect, like your energy affects everything, right? So if you're on your stories and you're like half-assing like your excitement for this business, your excitement for joining your team, your excitement for, you know, these programs that you're doing, if you're doing something that you don't like, don't do it. Like I will tell you right now, I mean, I love Amala and I love the way that the work is structured, but physically I couldn't do that when it came out because I tried it, but I couldn't really like go all in with it because I was still recovering from a miscarriage. And then I was getting upset with myself that I couldn't do it. So I was like half-assing it and like posting it on my stories and saying I was going all in with it, but I didn't get results from it because guess what? I didn't really do it. I like half-assed it, and people can see that. People can read that. People can feel that in your stories and in your posts. So make sure that your energy is like here, even if you're having a shitty day, even if you're having like your life feels like it's falling apart, because there have been days where like it's a roller coaster of emotions for me. But there have been really crappy days between, you know, July and now. But I switched the way that I allow my energy to come out when I'm talking to people. So that's my biggest suggestion, you guys, is get excited for this journey if you're not. Like that's one thing that really shifted for me. And then it's all your business is built between your ears. If you are struggling with something, you're more than likely not really struggling what you think you're struggling with. Like when I approached Josh, or when Josh approached me about where I was at in December, I didn't say, oh, well, I just don't believe that I could do it. Or I don't believe, like my mindset was, well, no one wants to spend money. But that was me projecting something that was not really the reason why I wasn't getting to where I was. You know what I mean? Or where I wanted to go. The Energy Bus. Yeah, I just saw your comment, Megan. The Energy Bus is amazing. Really, really good book too. But your energy is everything, you guys. It's everything. And if you haven't done, I'm going to just like plug the Ultimate Reset for a second, because if you haven't done it, I highly encourage you guys at least once to do it. It will change. It's my favorite. I actually do it once a year. I've done it once a year since I started coaching, but this year I needed it more than I even realized. And like I said, I did it in December. And now I just ended another round of it for my girls. Like I obviously didn't do it again, but I had a group of girls that did it, and they averaged between 10 to 18 pounds. All of them lost 10 to 18 pounds. Most of them, not all. There was a few that didn't have that much weight to lose. But they're sleeping better. Their energy levels are better naturally without pre-workout, without Energize. That's the only sucky part about it. No Energize, which is not fun, but it's fine. You'll be fine. And just like the testimonies that we got from that. And now I have another group of people that want to do it for this round. So I highly, highly, highly recommend it. It's insane. Like your mental clarity, the way you sleep. And I think that also had a lot to do with my energy when it came to my business. So if you're struggling with hitting Success Club, with up leveling, with whatever it is that you feel like rank advancing, like it can literally be anything that you feel like you're struggling with in your business. I want you to kind of give yourself like a self-evaluation of like, okay, number one, how is my energy? How is my energy when I'm talking to people, when I'm having conversations with people? when I'm inviting, when I'm on my stories. Y'all, if your energy is low, it's going to affect it. People laugh at me in the Push Mastermind group because whenever I do a power hour for that, anytime I do a power hour with my team, it starts at the dance party. And like, I always say, I don't care if you hate dancing, like you are getting up, I will call your ass out if I don't see you dancing. And most people turn their videos off because I'm sure that they don't want me to call them out. But I'm like, if you dance, it's going to physically, like I actually learned this at a Tony Robbins event. You can't physically shake your ass without smiling. You can't. Like if you start shaking your butt, you're going to start smiling. Like it's just natural. It's the way your body works. Like you get excited, you start shaking your butt, you're going to start smiling. Your energy level is going to be so much higher than if it's like you sitting here like just typing away, being all pissy pants, right? Or like all like not excited. Like you've got to be excited. Okay. So that's the first question I'm going to ask you. And also too, when I say your energy levels, how are you sleeping at night? That can affect your energy levels, you guys. If you're not getting enough sleep, that needs to change. Like you've got to figure out a way. And I obviously going to say the Ultimate Reset has helped me since then too. Like I ended it in December and I'm still sleeping better. I drink pre-workout again, but because that's life. Can't go without that the rest of my life. But I'm not drinking 3 to 4 scoops a day like I was. I'm waking up before my alarm clock. I'm not hitting that wall in the middle of my day because I have more energy. So focus on how you're sleeping. Focus on where you're pouring your energy and who you are pouring your energy into. If you have challengers and teammates that are literally energy vampires that are sucking the life out of you, bless and release it. Like, yes, sister, you can still be in my group and whatnot, but like, don't let other people drag you down, you guys, because it is draining. I literally got back from Josh Coates' retreat in Orlando, which all those people are like vibing high and you just like want to go crush the world. And I came back to a situation, not on my team or really whatever, but I came back to a situation where there was a bunch of negativity net. I was like, nope. I am putting up my shield. I'm keeping my energy. I need you guys to leave me alone because I cannot. I need to save my energy and I can't let you suck it out of me because it's so good right now and I'm on such a high that you guys need to just leave me alone. You have to protect your energy. It is so important. So if you have and I get, y'all, we want to help all of our challengers. We want to help all of our coaches, but some of them can suck the life out of you. Some of them can literally suck the life where you're just like, oh my God, I want to just beat my head against the wall. Stop, stop messaging me all these stupid questions. You don't have to be mean about it, but just know you got to bless release so you can come back and answer their question later down the road. But if you need to savor and save that energy, do it. Okay. If you got negative Nancy's in your family, I'll talk to you later. Can't be vibing high if you are trying to bring me down, right? It's huge, you guys. It makes a huge, huge difference. So check your energy and then look at the work you're actually doing too. Like I said, I've been in this business for 6 years and I can say the first probably 3 to 4 years, I work my butt off. You could ask Megan, I work really, really hard. But it's not always, I hadn't always worked smart. I always say now, I tell my team, work smarter, not harder all the time, because you can be busting ass and sending 100 invites a day. But if you're not smart about your hours, you guys, if you're not smart about what you're actually doing, I like making graphics. I like all the fluffy stuff. That doesn't make me money. It doesn't make me money. So I had to get real with myself too when I was starting to work with Josh too, because I was investing in him. So I was like, well, shit, now I need to make more money to make sure that my husband's not going to kill me, that I'm investing in this. I realized that I was wasting a lot of time and a lot of energy into people and things that didn't really matter and that didn't really move my business forward and didn't really get me to where I wanted to go. And since I shifted that, it made a huge difference. So I think Megan uses the Rise Up Planner too. I use the Rise Up Planner to time block my my day to just work smarter, not harder. And I got really, really good at tracking my people, tracking like, how many invites I'm sending, tracking all those things so that I can look back, like if I am struggling, because most of the time it's going to be your energy. Most of the time it's going to be your mindset that you're struggling with, but sometimes it might not be. Sometimes you might be like, I am like crushing my mindset. I'm crushing, my energy. What the F is going on, right? Then you have something to look at of like, okay, let me go look at my tracking system and really see like what's missing. What's the missing piece? If you're not tracking, you guys, it's going to be really hard for you. Like you could easily use the BAT. That's fine too. Or if y'all have a virtual tracker like Josh has us on, which I love because I can go back like months, and look to see like how many invites I sent and all that stuff. But it's really, really important that you kind of give yourself a self-evaluation of like, did I really do the things or did I just say I did the things, right? So that's all I have. I know that there was a few questions. I want to make sure I answer those. My mind is ready, but I feel I need more energy. Yes. And like y'all, like if you are struggling, like one, read the energy bus, I think it's Power of a Positive Energy I'll find the book and I'll send it to Megan. Those two books really were like helpful, but two, like I said, I listened to Be Obsessed or Be Average. And 6 months to six figures was more business minded. I mean, so is kind of Be Obsessed or Be Average, but anything Grant Cardone, like I'm a listener. Like I learn by listening, not by like sitting there and reading. So I literally just had it on repeat, and that gets you like, I don't know, Grant Cardone pumps me up. So does Josh. So listen to anything Josh speaks on too, because that helps tremendously. What's your tracking system? So I have the Rise Up Planner that I use for like my time blocks. Like I block out my day. I'm still learning how to use it because I am not really a planner girl. I like really struggle with like writing things down because then I feel anxious if I don't get them done when I said I was going to get them done. So in terms of like a planner, I use my Rise Up Planner. I do use Streak for tracking too, like my conversations and stuff. That's probably the easiest part of my tracking system, or not easiest, but that's the thing that I'm really consistent at. Cause it's just so simple once you like get it set up. It's amazing. I love Streak. What did you do for action steps to get out of my funk? Yeah, personal development, nonstop. And y'all, I will say like before Josh, I did personal development, but I did personal development like once every few days. I would listen to something, or I would say, oh, I'm listening to this podcast, so that's my personal development. Or, oh, I listened to the National Wake Up Call, so that's my personal development. But that's not my personal development. Like that wasn't really me taking time to really like listen and like take in what I needed to hear too. I think it's really important that you are listening or reading personal development that speaks to you, and not, oh, well, Emily Favre read this book, so I need to go read that book. Like that might not speak to you, right? So you've got to find the books and the things that you need right now. And if it's energy, those two books are definitely helpful. So personal development nonstop, getting into a morning routine again, because I had gotten out of that for a very long time. I also suffer with depression and anxiety. So like the miscarriage on top of all the other things kind of took me into a spiral. And I know me personally, waking up early and like getting into that set routine of sitting down and doing my morning meditation and my visualization and affirmations and like reading my personal development while I'm drinking my Energize, and just having that set routine of every morning waking up at the same time just made me feel like I had control again. I had control over something. And so like having that routine was definitely helpful for me to kind of just get back into like normal, like really get back into like like just being normal or feeling normal. So that really helped tremendously. And then surrounding myself with people who had that like that high energy that I wanted to have. That's something that I'm super grateful for with the Push Elite group. Like I don't have an upline who does anything, which is fine, but I don't have that. I don't have like a huge local team. I'm starting to get some local girls, so we're starting to hang out more in person, but like I knew that I needed to surround myself like even if it's just a Zoom call. Like if you have people on y'all's team that you like, that has that high, there's just people who naturally have that like high energy that you just want to surround yourself with. Y'all do it. Reach out. Even if it's not someone on your team, if you feel like you connect with someone on social media that's another coach or whatever, that you feel like you could like, you guys could work together to bring that energy level up, then like reach out to them, see if they'll do power hours with you. That was a huge part for me, was just being able to surround myself every single week with people who were at a higher level, not necessarily like higher rank than me or higher like level of income than me, but higher level energy, because it made me want to get on their level. Like it made me want to be like, okay, I need to be as pumped up as these people. I need to be like going like and doing what they're doing because they're excited, they're happy, they have joy in their lives, and that's what I wanted. So I highly, highly recommend you guys doing that. Let me see. Did you do anything specific differently with your inviting in mid-December? Not really. I didn't necessarily do anything different. I mean, I've always been really good at following up with people. So I just kind of shifted my mindset of, you know, no one wants to spend money. And I was like, I'm going to go find the people that want to spend money. So I went and reached out to all the people. I honestly didn't really say anything different. I didn't really like invite more. I don't think like I didn't sit there and like write down every single person I invited, but I don't think that I like necessarily invited more. I honestly think that my energy in my invites was different. I think that people could feel like, wow, this girl's really excited about this cleanse, or she's really excited about this like what's coming up, right? And they could feel it. And so yeah, I was still getting told no, and I was still getting told, oh, I don't have the money, like I don't have money, it's Christmas, blah blah blah. But I got more yeses because I was excited, because my energy was so much different. So like if you're struggling with getting people on track or getting people involved, you've got to check your energy, you guys. That's probably what it is. Let's see, I'm just reading through some of these. Yeah, you guys, that's my biggest thing too. I see someone say I went through a miscarriage. Two, you stopped trying with my business and took a second to get my mojo back. Yeah, so that's one of my biggest suggestions, you guys. And like I will say, like even with my miscarriage, I don't take steps back from my business ever. I struggled more, right, mentally. Like I was like, man, I don't know if I want to show up today. But like I've also been here for 6 years, and I know that the one thing that my followers, my team, my clients can count on is I'm going to show up no matter what. I've had a friend get murdered unexpectedly. I've had parents get sick. I've had family members pass away. I've had friends pass away. I've had a miscarriage. I've had this, I've had that. And it's not like I don't have an awful life. I have a great life, but like shit happens, right? And by me showing up even through the shit, it shows that like people can count on you, right? And I'm not saying you have to be like your energy levels are going to be super high if you're going through something like that. Like that's kind of what brought me down. Like I my first half of the year was okay. It was decent. And then July hit and it was like a month from freaking hell. And I was like, I don't even know what to say. Cause we hadn't even told our families. Like it was just really hard because I couldn't even say what was going on, which made it, I felt even harder for me to like pretend. Like I felt really fake because I was coming on and trying to be like super positive, happy person, and I wasn't, which I felt like people could feel. Like people could feel that there was something not right. And of course I was pretending that everything was right because I couldn't say anything yet. And finally, when I was able to share it, then obviously people understood. But I will say, like, no matter what, you guys, like, don't ever take a step back from this. Lean into it even more when you were going through the shit. Like, I wouldn't have been able to get through what we went through in July without this community and without leaning on the community and leaning on the people, because again, like I was at such a downward spiral. I needed that positivity to like get me out of bed in the morning. I needed that positivity to like helped me through what we were going through. Even if I couldn't really tell anybody yet, I still knew that I had this community of women who would love me no matter what, who I could lean on, who I might not be able to tell right away, but like I could say I'm just really dealing with something, and like they were there for me. So don't ever take a step back. Take a step in to the people that this community can provide for you, and into your business. Like it makes a huge difference. But come back like even stronger. Like it takes a second. I know it takes a freaking second to like get that momentum back, but once you do, don't let it go. Don't let it go. I'm just reading through your guys' stuff. Let's see. Yeah, for the Ultimate Reset, I did share a lot of my food every single day. Like I actually have if y'all go on my Instagram, I have a highlight, I guess. And it says cleanse, and I basically share my food every single day. And I know that sounds boring, but y'all, people were interested. They were watching me. They were like, oh, what are you eating today? And then I talked a lot about, cause I didn't want to necessarily focus on the weight loss. Just because that's not really why I was doing it. I did lose almost 17 pounds, but like that wasn't my goal. Like my goal was to just feel good and to like get control of my nutrition. So I went on and I shared, like, I don't know if you've done the Ultimate Reset, the first 2 to 5 days suck ass. Like you want to like just stay in a freaking ball on your sofa and not move, because especially if you're used to drinking 3 to 4 scoops of Energize a day, you really like feel awful. And so I shared that. Like I didn't sugarcoat anything because I wanted my girls, if they decided to do it, to know what to expect. So I shared that. I shared when it sucked. I shared when I wanted to, like, we went to a Saints game and I shared me eating my salad on the way to the game, and I shared me doing power greens in the water bottle at the game. They take away the freaking caps, so I had to like put my hand on top and I'm like shaking, the water bottle with my power greens, and it was a hot mess. But I showed people that, and I showed people, like, I had a friend's Christmas party at my house that like we hosted. Y'all, I literally went around and showed all the food that I cooked for this party that I wasn't eating. I was like, look, this is what I did. I made all this food for all my friends, and I'm not eating it, and I'm not drinking. And like, I think that also goes to show like your commitment to these programs. If you're going to do a program, go all in with it. Like there's no point in you doing a program and not going all in with it. Like, what's the point of it? You're not going to get the maximum results that you could get, and show people what these programs can really do. And I think, like I said, I hadn't had a transformation in a while. I hadn't had a strong transformation. Not that I needed a strong weight loss, like a huge weight loss, but like strong, like powerful, like story transformation. And the reset was a huge one for me because of what I had gone through in July and just over the last few months. So I highly, highly recommend you guys, if you have not had a transformation story, like that needs to happen now. You need to commit to something that's going to truly change your life, because these programs can truly change your life, and they can change someone else's life. But if you aren't committing to it and you're not really sharing your story with it, like, great that you lost 10 pounds. That's kudos to you, but like, who cares? No one. They don't care that you lost 10 pounds, but they do care that you have more control over what you're putting in your mouth, or that you have more control over the fact that your depression and your anxiety aren't ruling your world anymore, or the fact that you have confidence to walk around naked in front of your husband. Like, that's way more powerful than just you lost 10 pounds. Again, congrats to the 10-pound weight loss. Like, that's awesome. But like, that's not powerful. The story behind those 10 pounds or 10 pounds gained or whatever it is, whatever transformation that you have, like, that is what's powerful, and that's what's going to speak to somebody else. And that's what's going to help you raise your energy to be able to attract more people. So I don't know if anyone else had questions. I was missing a lot of the conversation. So feel free if you guys have any questions.
Sorry, I was just writing stuff down. So I wanted to say that, like, I've seen you go from like different programs, and like you had mentioned when you did a test group, like you were like crazy high energy. And then when you did Ultimate Reset and stuff, I noticed your social media change. Like I saw the shift that you made. I know that like sometimes you're like, I didn't do anything different, but I saw it. And so like, yeah, I saw you, you know, sharing like a weekly transformation. You really focused on that. I saw that you know, you like did this before in your test group, but you tried on different clothes. And then like each week you would show people like that transformation. You got creative with your transformation, if that makes sense. And then I feel like with your test group, you were more fitness oriented, and this one you were more like Jessie oriented. So when you said story transformation, I was like, hell yeah, like your story transformed, even like 6 years into the business. And so
Yeah.
like that was my like huge takeaway from that, because I feel like sometimes as coaches we're like, oh, I have to get this amazing transformation, or you know, if you're not at your goal yet, you still have weight to lose, so people are still interested. But I think what's hard for me is like once you get to a spot where you're like, I'm healthy and I'm happy where I'm at, people are like, okay, bye, you know, because they're not like super interested in what you're doing anymore. But then that's where I was like, how do I re-energize that part? And for me, like definitely that story transformation piece. So
Yeah, and I think that's too, like, again, 6 years in, I had gotten to a place where I was content with my weight. And so I kind of was just like, okay, well, I don't need results, but like you do, you guys, you need, and it doesn't have to be fitness. It doesn't, you know, it can be personal development can transform your life, right? Like we all know that it can make a huge difference. So like, even if you're learning something in your personal development that is transforming you, like that's part of your transformation story, right? It doesn't have like, yes, you want to get results with Shakeology, you want to get results with our products and our programs, but like you as a coach, like everyone has access to Beachbody programs, you guys. They can go buy it on the internet. They can, you know, whatever. They don't have access necessarily to the community, right? Like not everyone has the community that you guys have. Not everyone has, I didn't have it. Like even me signing up as a coach, my upline didn't put me into any type of group. Like I was kind of on my own with it. And so I decided to create that for myself and for my people, but like not everyone has what you guys have. So take advantage of that. If the community is helping you transform, talk about that. If the community or if you're creating friendships, talk about that. Remember your energy is everything though. Like if you are excited about your girls, if you're excited about the community, if you're excited about whatever program you're doing, like that's what's going to attract people. That's what's going to get people to be like, okay, now she's like Megan said, she noticed the difference in me, because it wasn't just, and I still post my workouts, and now that I'm doing bar, I still post like, you know, my health and fitness things, but like I also have come out of my shell a little bit to not just promote Beachbody, because I'm not just a Beachbody coach, right? Like I'm Jessie, who happens to be a Beachbody coach, but I have way more of a story than just being a coach that helps people lose weight. And so do you. And that's what's something you have to realize for sure. And that's all personal development. So
yeah, definitely. And I also took away, so like you went through a lot of crap, and like it's crazy because like Ashley spoke on our team call like the week before, and she had gone through like miscarriage, her dog died, like just through a lot of stuff. And I think or I'm hoping that coaches are picking up on like how we lean into our business, and not necessarily like, oh, Beachbody needs to go on the back burner. Like Beachbody is my backbone, and like, you know, you guys, like my elite thread that I have, or coaches and stuff, like I wake up to work with those people. And so like, if you're not loving your fitness journey, or like you said before, where you were kind of like, meh, you know, like now you wake up and you're excited to go and do, because you broke out of the shell and stuff. And I feel like as coaches, once you like keep going, I feel like you understand that like leaning in is way better than like Beachbody's on the back burner. Cause then I feel like it's like 20 steps back, you know, and 2 steps forward. But I saw, and that's why I had to have you on the team call, because I saw you bust through like that brick wall in December, and someone who's seen your journey forever. And I was like, who is this girl? Like, you know, like talking on your story, sharing like your personal development. One day you were like lighting a fire under my ass, and I was like, who is this? Like, what happened to Jessie? And I was like, I need that energy and fire on the team. But I think it's so great for like them to just hear that you literally were like, I'm just going to lean in and like figure my shit out instead of just like running and doing what's easy, you know?
You guys, leaning in, like I always say, like, why would you lean out of something that has changed your life and that could continue to help you? Like for me, it's like me leaning out is not really going to do any good. It doesn't change whatever it is I'm going through. Like it actually probably would make it worse because again, I would be in a different headspace. I would be like my friends outside of Beachbody, I love them, but they're not this community is different. If you've ever been to Summit, if you've ever been around your team at team retreats, if you've ever been, you know, in person, even with Megan, like I've met her on the cruise or I saw her in the cruise and, you know, you just get around these people that you love and you know, and like they just automatically make you want to be better. They automatically make you want to strive for more and make you happier. So like for me, I always say like, why would I lean out of something that is the one thing, not the one thing that brings me joy, because my husband brings me joy, my dog brings me joy, whatever, but like a thing that could like literally that the whole purpose is to bring me joy, right? Like they're everyone's so positive and everyone's so excited and everyone's just so happy. And why would I lean out of that when that's the one thing that I know I can count on to have that positivity, right? So don't lean out. Like, don't lean out. Whatever it is you're going through, whatever it is, you guys. Like I said, I've been through some shit. Lean in. Lean in as much as possible. And if you feel like you have to lean out, like lean in even more. It changes everything. Yeah. I swear.
I agree 100%. You guys have any other questions? Otherwise, I do want to respect her time. I know she's not trying to get back to the Super Bowl, but if you guys have other questions. Haley said that literally wrote lean in 10 times. Write out just one more time.
Lean into your energy. Lean into other people's energy for sure. That's a huge, huge thing. If you guys have questions, if you think of something after, like, please feel free to message me. I don't mind answering any.
You want to put your Instagram in the chat?
It's just Jessie Burr. Let me see. Yeah.
Florida Fit.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you so much for hopping on. I love it. And I just love, like, I wish they would have known you before to see the life that I'm seeing. But like, honestly, it's crazy to see and like hear you say vibing high, because before you were just like, I'm just trying to get by over here. Like, I'm just trying to like do the things. And now it's like, you are freaking soaring. So I love it so much. And we will all see her. Oh, everyone's saying thank you, but it's going to me privately for some reason. I'm not sure why. But, we will see you in New Orleans. We have a shit ton of people coming to Summit, which is awesome.